Buckle, can you hear me? Over.
Yes, Isla, I can hear you. Over.
These walkie-talkies are so cool. Over.
I know, right? I can't wait to show our friends when... They're here!
Hi, everyone. Buckle, these walkie-talkies are amazing.
I know, I used to have these when I was a kid and I thought it'd be a cool thing to bring along with me today for us to use in the playroom. But you know what else we should go check out?
The mail?
That's alright, Walter should be here any moment. Walter's here! If you hold the walkie-talkies, I'll go get the mail today. Okay, so let's take a look to see what I sent you this week. First, we've got the craft, which is a really cool set of glasses. I'm looking forward to making these with you a little later on. And, hold on. Where's the mystery?
Did you forget the mystery item?
No, I'm I brought it with me. You're already holding it.
The walkie-talkies are the mystery item?
The walkie-talkies are the mystery item. Do you know why I sent you walkie-talkies?
I don't know.
You know what we should do? We should go check out the preach to see if we can figure it out. Okay, I've got a story to tell you again about when I was at school. And so we were in a sporting team playing basketball where our school's basketball team would go and verse other schools' basketball teams. It was heaps of fun, and every Wednesday at the end of the day we'd all hop on the bus and we'd go to the basketball courts and verse other people. Now our team was pretty good. We wouldn't win every game, but we won a fair few and we made it into the finals. Now in the finals series, so I think it was either the quarterfinals or the semifinals, we were playing the game and we weren't playing very well. We were losing the game. But in that game, my best friend who was playing with us as well, he played the best that he has ever played. He scored so many points. He got so many interceptions that this game was the best game he had ever played. But we still as a team didn't score enough points to win, and so we lost. And so at the end of the game, we're all hanging out as a team, and we had a choice to make. Were we going to be sad and upset because we didn't win, or were we going to celebrate our friend who had played the best game he had ever played? We had a choice. We could focus on the bad thing, or we could focus on the good thing. Both things were true, and both things were there in front of us, but we had a choice for which one we would focus on. You see, sometimes in our lives, we have good things that happen, and we have bad things that happen, and they can happen at the same time. And we have a choice. Are we going to get upset and complain all about the bad things? I didn't have a good day at school because I lost my pens, or because I had a fight with a friend. But I also had a good day at school because I found a toy that I'd lost, or I made a brand new friend. You see, we have a choice on what we're going to focus on. I know for me, there's been times when I've come home from school and my mum has been like, "How was your day today?" And I complained about all the bad things. But then she's like, "But was there anything good that happened?" And then I stopped and thought. And I was like, yes, I scored a goal at soccer today. And it was really good. And all of a sudden I'm happy again because I'm thinking about the good thing. You see, in our lives, we have a choice. What are we going to focus on? Are we going to focus on the bad things that happen, the things that annoy us? Or are we going to focus on the good things that are worth celebrating? And so a little later on, we're going to take a look at a story in the Bible where God's people, the Israelites, sent some spies into the land that they were going to move into. And some of the spies focused on the good, and some of the spies focused on the bad. So we're going to see why they did that, and we're also going to learn how we can focus on the good things in our lives as well, but we'll talk about that in just a minute.
Buckle, today's craft was really fun. Do you want to see it?
I would love to see what you've done. Can you explain to me how you made this look so amazing?
Okay. First, we had to draw what we love.
Ah, that's cool.
I love dancing and soccer.
That's a cool combination, and I like the purple for the glasses as well.
Yeah.
And then I see you've done the two sides in different colors. So we got purple and blue. And so we can stick these on and we can turn them into some pretty cool glasses. But you know what else is cool?
Looking at their arts and crafts.
Seeing your arts and crafts, that's right. So send them through, get your teacher, your leader, or your kids pastor to send them to us via email. There's an email in the description of this video.
I love when you read the Bible story. It's just so good. So, will you read it again?
I would love to read it again. Say hello to Moses, one of the heroes of the Bible. God chose Moses to rescue the Israelites who had been slaves in Egypt, but now they're free, and so Moses and the Israelites are traveling towards the Promised Land. As they were getting close, Moses chose Joshua, Caleb, and 10 other men to go and explore the Promised Land. There were 12 men in total. As the men explored the land, they found that it was an amazing place, that it would be good for them to grow their crops. The land was flowing with milk and honey. They even found a group of grapes that was so big it took 2 of the men to carry. But they also saw enemies in the land, and some of the men became frightened. When the 12 men returned home, some of them began telling the other people that yes, the land looked amazing, but there were strong enemies there, and their cities were big and tall. They even saw giants in the land as well. But Joshua and Caleb brought a good report. They said, "The Lord has given us this land. We should go at once and take it." But the other 10 spies disagreed. They said, "We can't do it. We're not strong enough." The 10 spies spread their bad report throughout all of the Israelite people, and the people became upset and afraid. The people came to Moses and said, "Why didn't we just stay in Egypt? We want a new leader who'll take us back." But then God's presence appeared and spoke to Moses. God was upset with the Israelites. He said, "Why will they not believe, even after all the amazing things I've done for them?" But Moses asked God to forgive the people, and so God did. But God decided that none of these Israelites would be able to go into the Promised Land except for Joshua and Caleb. And so the Israelites wandered around the wilderness for the next 40 years. But soon the time came when Moses died and Joshua became the new leader of the Israelite people, and he led the new generation of Israelites into the Promised Land. Now, in this story, the Israelites and Moses are getting ready to go into the Promised Land. This was the place that God had promised was going to become their new home in the future. It was amazing. The Bible says it was flowing with milk and honey, and it was going to be the most beautiful place for them to live. And so Moses gets these 12 men together and says, "Go into the land, go and scout it out, go and see how good the promise is going to be so that we're ready to move in." And so the men go and they look around. And so they see good things and bad things. They see the land is flowing with milk. There's honey, there's beehives, there's giant grapes. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But then there's also enemies in the land as well. And some of them look really big and scary. And so the 12 men have a choice. When they come back, are they going to focus on the good thing and trust God? Or are they going to focus on the bad thing and let themselves get scared? They had a choice what type of message they were going to bring back to Moses. That's why I sent Isla the walkie-talkies today, because we can use the walkie-talkies to send a message. But the type of message we send is important. And so out of those 12 spies, there's 2 men, Joshua and Caleb, and they give a good report. "We can do it. This is going to be amazing. The land is ours. God is going to help us move in." But the other 10 focus on the bad, and they get scared and they complain and they bring a bad message. And instead of listening to Joshua and Caleb, all the Israelites focus on the bad and they decide they can't do it. And so instead of moving into the promise, they walk around the wilderness for another 40 years. You see, in our lives, we have a choice. There's always going to be good things that happen and bad things that happen. That's just life. But we have to make a choice. Did you know the Bible actually says whatever is good, whatever is noble, whatever is worth celebrating, these are the things that we should focus on. Those are the things that we should think about. And so when you get home from school today, or maybe you're going home from church, what are you going to focus on? Are you going to focus on the things that maybe made you sad, the things that were annoying, or are you going to focus on the good things that God has done for you? I know for me, I'm always going to try my best to focus on the good things and bring a good message, and I hope that you will try to do the same as well.
Buckle, that's why you sent the walkie-talkie.
That's right, because just like in the story when Joshua and Caleb brought a message back to the Israelites, we can send messages with walkie-talkies. I thought it would be a cool way to remember the Bible story. Do you know why I wanted you to remember the Bible story? What are we doing now?
The Bible quiz?
The Bible quiz, that's right. The way this is going to work is we'll ask you some questions from the Bible story today and give you 2 possible answers. If you think the first answer is correct, put your hands on your
head.
And if you think the second answer is correct, put your hands on your
shoulders.
Here we go with question number 1. In the story today, how many spies were there? So remember, there was Joshua and Caleb and another group. What's the total number? Was it 12 spies or was it 100 spies? You've got 5 seconds. Isla, do you know the answer?
Was it 12 spies?
It was 12 spies. Good job paying attention. Second question. There was Joshua, Caleb, and then 10 other spies. Did the 10 other spies bring a good message or a bad message? You've got 5 seconds. Okay, Isla, what's the answer?
Was it a bad message?
That's right, the 10 spies brought back a bad message. They didn't think that God could get them into the promised land. And so third question, Joshua and Caleb brought back a good message. What did they say was in the promised land? Was it flowing with milk and honey? Or was it flowing with Coca-Cola and Mentos? You've got 5 seconds. Isla, do you know what the answer is?
Milk and honey.
Milk and honey. I know I made that one pretty easy. It definitely wasn't Coke and Mentos. I'm sure that you got all 3 correct. If you did, give yourself a pat on the back. Isla, I had so much fun today. Thanks for inviting me back again.
No problem. I love when you come.
It is heaps of fun, and I love it when all of our friends join us as well. But Isla, that's all we got time for today.
Well, we still have next week.
We do have next week. We will see you all then. Bye.
Bye.